I've been playing bass for more than 20 years now, and practicing was a struggle for a long time until I discovered these tools that I'm going to share with you today. Hey folks, I'm Trovão Rocha, and today I'm going to share with you 3 tools that completely changed my approach to practicing. When I was in college, an embarrassing number of years ago, I used to think that I practiced a lot. That was until I moved to a house with 7 other musicians. In the first week, I discovered that I didn't know how to practice at all. I would start, and the guy next door was still practicing. I would take a break, and the same guy was still practicing. I would come back and practice some more, and I couldn't believe that I got exhausted before my roommate even take his first break. As the weeks went by, I started to obsess over my own practice routine and how could I get the most out of it with more focus and less distractions. By the end of the month, I was able to come up with a system that allowed me to put up to 8 hours a day and enjoy each part of it. It all began with the realization that I need to clearly differentiate the difference between studying and a playful time with the instrument. Not because they're mutually exclusive, but to give attention and not neglect in any circumstances. A moment dedicated to the physical and mental development of my relationship with the instrument. The 3 main tools that I used in the systems were: number 1, notebook and pencil. Always keep them nearby. It's a great way to write things down without the distraction of a smartphone or a computer. Before you start to practice, write down how long are you going to practice, what are you going to practice, and at what tempo. And once you're done, write down the same thing. For how long did you practice, what did you practice, and what tempo did you got to. This will help you to keep track of what you're studying and be aware of your own progress. This eliminates at all the feeling of being stuck. Because by the end of the week, you can see clearly reading your own notebook that you got from point A to point B. Just like when meditating, it's normal to get swarmed by ideas when you're practicing. You can write them down in your notebook so they don't get forgotten to the void and you can keep going in the task at hand. The second tool is the stopwatch. That's something that I learned from people in classical music. Break down your study in blocks of not more than 20 minutes. Be very strict about it, no more nor less. And after each block, you take a little break from 1 to 5 minutes. Ideally 1 minute, but every 3 to 5 blocks, it's good to take a 5-minute break. But you'll figure out while you're going doing this method what works best for you. For me, the difference in concentration when I use this method is amazing. Most notably, it gives me a clear sense of time. How much can I accomplish in these 20 minutes? You can, and of course you should go back to these topics later in your practice session or maybe in another practice session later in the day. But the thrill of wanting to keep studying the task is so much better than the feeling of being exhausted of hours and hours at the same topic. The last device is my best friend, the metronome. The metronome is something I consider to be a fundamental ally for practicing. I set a tempo for myself and can precisely increase it or decrease it. So, at the end of my practice routine, I can assess a quantitative measure of how the practice went. For example, when I'm studying technical exercises, I increase the tempo by 5 bpm at a time, and I make sure I only go forward when I feel really comfortable at the current tempo. If I can't play at the new tempo, I go back 3 bpm and start going forward 1 bpm at a time, instead of insisting in that mistake and forcing myself at that tempo. It sounds very simple because they're very simple tools, but by the end of the day, that's all you need along with your commitment to do it every day. If you have some other ideas or methods for practicing, share them with us in the comments so we can all try it and keep our goals moving forward. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I see you in the chat.